Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started a Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. And afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and share their knowledge and experience with you. I hope you enjoy it. Andrea, thanks for being with me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here. The program will be focused on three main questions. What do you do for a living? How did you get there? How did you know this was the way to go? So, that is what you do for a living, please.
Well, I am a content marketing writer and author. I when I went to high school, I always loved writing. I was on the school paper and the literary magazine.
Speak a
I
little
just
bit
had,
louder for me, please.
I was always always involved in writing in high school. I loved to be on the paper and write in the literary magazine. And I decided when I went to college, I would major in communications because I wanted to go into a field of writing, maybe for the media, television, journalism. Unfortunately, there was a lot of discouragement. I probably didn't get the right guidance. I did work as an editorial assistant while I was going to college. I had a chance to get to know the publishing industry. I don't know if you're ever familiar with Prentice Hall. They are
No,
a
I'm not.
huge publishing company. They publish educational books for all different levels of school and college. And they were eventually bought out by Simon and Schuster. But I got a lot of experience there. When I graduated, though, it was the competition, and it still is. It's very stiff in the media and writing business.
It's
I
a quite
tried
a
to get
beast,
an
so competition
internship,
is
I
to be
remember,
expected there.
Channel 5. And
Say
they
again?
said, you're going to be a runner. You're going to grab all the footage the news people need for a certain clip. Well, I wanted it, but it didn't pay anything. It was just an internship. And living at home and living with a strict Italian father who says, you got to bring some money in. He would not let me take the internship. Well, needless to say, I ended up going elsewhere, doing something else. I went into sales and customer service because I was always a people person.
That's
And yeah, it was a great experience. I was nervous because I was very shy. I think
one
part
thing
of the
I've
reason,
noticed about people that are like people person, they don't tend to make a lot of money, but it's fun to be around them.
yes, definitely. I never wanted to be rich. I just wanted to be respected and noticed. Um, and but I was very much of a loner, so I had to grow into this. I had to really learn. But I think I genuinely like people, and so I naturally opened up after a while, after being shy for so long. Um, but I got, I was unfulfilled what I was doing. I was doing customer service and sales, but it really wasn't. I was going through the motions, and I decided, well, I'll go into a different field. I love people and I love helping people. So I worked in social services for a little while. I worked with disabled adults. I did vocational rehabilitation with them. I helped them acclimate to the community after they came out of institutions, help them find work, help them coach and train them on jobs.
So, because I'm from the EU and I'm not familiar with the US structure, is this like were you like a government employee?
No, I worked, well, it was like a semi-private, it was funded through another agency. They were partially funded and through the government. It was like half and half. It wasn't a
Okay,
government
but
program. It was
and reason on
funded
that,
through a
so you
government
basically
program. So yeah,
also you were working for a company that was partially funded
yeah,
by the state, but not directly for the state.
right. They were funded
Right.
through the Division, I think, of Developmental Disabilities. Yeah. And it was great. And I said, well, I decided to go back to school and get my teaching. I'm working with people. Why don't I become a teacher? And I taught for many years, K through third grade, and some high school and different levels. And then I got laid off a couple of times, and then there was a lot of burnout in the field.
Yeah.
So I went
It's a
back to
stressful
what I
job.
was doing before. Sales, marketing. I worked for a janitorial company. They did custodial janitorial work for companies, and I did sales. I went in there and tried to get the a salesman appointment to go in and sell services. Well, I was doing well, but again, I wasn't fulfilled. And then my husband he calls me one day at the office. He said, why don't you, I have an opportunity to travel to Switzerland for my company. I'm like, wow. He's like, nobody else in the company can do it. They have kids in school. They can't just pull them out. And they
Yeah.
want. I said, yeah. I didn't even say, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So we went to Switzerland for 6 months. I couldn't get a work visa though, which worked out well because while I was when I wasn't sightseeing, I started writing. I wrote 2 screenplays and a travel
Amazing.
journal. And by the time the 6 months was up, I said, honey, I really don't want to return to my job. I hope that's all right with you. We're going to only have one income coming in. Sure, go for it. So I began my own writing business called The Prolific Word. And I work with small businesses and entrepreneurs and help them with their online writing, websites, blog posts, social media. And I work with authors too. I do editing, proofreading. And while I was doing that, I worked with a woman that who needed help with her book. So I was editing her book, and she liked the work so much that I was doing. She said, "Why don't you write a book?" I said, "Well, I thought about it, but what am I going to write about? I don't. You got to figure that out." So I woke up one morning with this title in my head, The Selfish Shellfish. I'm like, where did this come from? I said, well, this could be a children's story.
Yeah, I was
So I
about to
took the
say that. It sounds
title.
like a kid's book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. And usually people have the story and then they come up with the title. I had the title and I built the story around it. And it's an environmental story for children about the ocean and teaching them about the importance of protecting the ocean through these
Don't forget to
characters
give
that
me the
try
link
to.
for the book because I want to put it down there.
I'm sorry?
Don't forget to send me the link for the books and everything because
I
I put it down.
absolutely, absolutely. It's called The Selfish Shellfish and the Sixth Sea. It's for 4 to 8 year olds and teaches them all about the ocean and through these characters that are trying to save the ocean so they can live a better life. So, and I kind of, once published that book, then I wanted to write more. So now I'm working on an adult novel, romance novel. So, um, I'm really, I feel really blessed that I've had this opportunity to do this because it took me full circle.
Yeah, you
Now
are,
I'm doing
bro.
something that I really
Kudos to
enjoy.
your husband because I have seen it with my own eyes. There are spouses that are not 100% supportive, when it comes to something like that.
Oh,
And I'm
he's
not
very
talking about men
supportive.
only. All right. I'm talking about women, about men, pretty much equal. So kudos to you, man. That's an amazing thing. And you truly are blessed when it comes to that. Now,
Oh, absolutely.
about
Every
my
day I feel
family,
blessed.
well, yeah. About my third question, and I think you will be able to provide me with a pretty good answer. The reason I'm asking people, how did you knew that this was the way to go is because I'm sure that you're a good example, but you aside, I'm sure you've noticed that as well. People tend to go to colleges and universities because they have this idea that once you have the diploma, things will be ridiculously easy in life. And that's simply not true. I think it was true some time ago. I can tell you that that's no longer the case. And they're basically in college and in university, and they catching the first thing they can get their hands on and start studying at it. And a lot of times it's not even for them. Now, afterwards, they start a job in a field related to what they study. It ain't for them either, and they end up being miserable. And you, again, you're an amazing example. You've been doing all kind of stuff, and you can lie to people. You can, no matter how good of an actor you are. I've said it here and in other places as well. No matter how good of an actor you are, you can never lie to yourself. You can't just escape yourself because you know yourself way better than anybody else does. So
Absolutely.
if it's not for you, you can try to lie to yourself. I know people that hate their jobs, they're miserable, they make a lot of money, and that helps. But those are isolated cases here and there. I'm talking IT departments, I'm talking high level banking, I'm talking high level lawyers. And yeah, at some point at the age of 40, 50, they're like nuts. And that's why I actually made the program in that kind of a format because I want to ask you. Now, you said that you've always wanted to be a writer. You loved writing, school newspaper and so on and so forth. Well, yeah, but first of all, you're a people's person. Number two, you actually had a pretty extended career before you started writing. You know a lot of people. You are aware of a lot of things. So you could have chosen any number of things to do. And yet you decided to go with that one. Why? Was it a gut feeling? What was it?
Well, I've always, because I've been introverted, um, I always created this world of my own characters and stories, and I always wanted to tell stories and that was my way of bringing myself out to the world, I guess. I love creating characters, scenarios, situations. Um, it's just it fulfills me so much that I don't when I'm writing, the time goes by. I don't even realize.
Yeah.
Um, I feel so fulfilled, and I don't, for the first time in my life, I don't feel like I'm going through the motions,
Yeah.
and that's key. That's really key. It becomes part of me. It really is.
No, I think it always had been part of you, but now you're just walking that path. Like you always had it in you.
It always had it in me.
You were, I think, 15, 16, something after that I'm interviewing. And I love talking to people like you because it's amazing. And you guys have this, like, I'm a solid 9 to 5 guy. We have to have a very, very good relationship if I am to stay a minute after 5. Like I don't do that. Like it's 5 o'clock, I'm done. It's over. But writers, I've interviewed writers, songwriters, musicians, all kind of people. I call them art people. And no, you guys are not like that. It's an absolute hell to put someone like you to a 9 to 5. People, yeah, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but people like you can just once you have it, once you have the muse, you can do it for like 10 hours and you won't even feel how the time moves.
Oh my, you got me pegged. Yep.
I I had this neighbor of mine, exact same situation. That's what I love about that kind of art people, because like you're from the States, but I had guests from Italy, from I think Shanghai or Hong Kong, one of those things, because I'm not very good at geography. or with names. So, but it's always like that, like the soul vibrates to that rhythm. And I had a neighbor of mine, he was exactly like that. I loved him, man. I told him I was going to kill him if we're ever roommates, because this is ridiculous. You can't just be writing at 3 a.m. in the morning, but it's you guys are just like that. It's always amazing to talk to you.
Yeah, it's really surreal sometimes. I have to come up for air.
I have a fourth question. I am never putting the fourth question in the invitation because I want to be a surprise. Although, if you watch like whichever episode, you'd know which question it is. Now, my audience is primarily made of people that are not sure, like, what am I studying? Is this for me? Is this the right thing for me? What am I doing at that job? Should I even be here? What am I doing here? If you can give those people one advice, what will it be? And I really want to hear it because you literally walk that path. Like this isn't a movie you saw when you're telling it. This is you. And I really want to know what you think about it.
Sure. My advice would, you have to, like I said, you have to have really passionate about something. If it's you want something bad enough, and you find yourself that while doing something that you enjoy, the time flies. That's what you should be doing. And don't let yourself get discouraged
Yeah.
by people or bad education. Find people that are in the field that you want to be in. Get to know people that do and get advice for them. Have them show you, teach you. Surround yourself with people that you want to be like and want to do the type of work they do. And be part of the community, participate. I joined a lot of organizations like the Chamber of Commerce, get to know people that can be your influencers. Um, once you get their respect, they'll refer you. And referral, social media is great and everything,
Yeah.
but word of mouth has never gone out of style.
And it never
Word of
will.
mouth will always be. I've got most of my business from referrals, not from social media, believe it or not, from referrals.
Oh, I believe
So,
it.
um, yeah, be part of the community and don't let bad advice and bad institutions discourage you. But be careful too. There's a lot of get quick rich schemes out there,
Oh, yeah.
and you got to do your research. Check information about everything about the topic, and don't let yourself be misled. You'll know what's authentic and what's
Yeah.
not. So,
Speaking of scams, it, and I don't want to sound rude. I'm just saying what is happening every now and then. All right, just put it out there. Like every now and then, I think like every month, every 2 months, something like that. Some wise guy always pings me on LinkedIn. Like, man, women, like, do you want to know more about crypto? Now, cryptocurrency, you know?
cryptocurrency. Oh my word. Okay.
Yeah, and I've been in finance since November 2012. I've always been in a financial department. I love it. It's what I do. And I have no idea how that works because I really don't care. It's that simple. But it's a thing and people are making money. And every time somebody pings me, I'm like, listen, I have this program. The floor is yours. I would love to hear it if you can explain it. And they never do. So, yeah, and I personally know people that have made money. I've asked them how it works. They told me a few times. I didn't understood it. And again, I am not being, like a jerk or something. I'm not a, nasty guy by nature. I'm just asking. And if somebody can't explain it, I'm not, going with it. So it's a nice
And
thing that you said, don't go for the easy money, do
right.
the research. And one of my probably rule number one for me, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do anything. Leave it. Because
Hmm.
chances are you will mess it up badly. So another thing you said that I absolutely love and can confirm 100%. If you find what you love and you go into that community, it can be programming, finance, accounting. If this is really for you and you're asking the right questions, the people that are there would love to teach you how to do things better. I had interns that really didn't want to be there, and you can sense it. It just vibes that way. So I just gave him like automatic tasks and something like just to keep this person away from me. But I had interns that really love what they're doing, and I was like, you know what? Come to the office early tomorrow. I'll be here early too, because to go through it before we start the day. And I hate going to the office, and I hate going to the office early, but I was super happy because I knew that it was worth it. I'm doing it for something. It's amazing. You gave an amazing advice.
Thank you. Well,
And with
it's
that,
about, when you spread value too, it comes
yeah,
back to you. When you offer a service, it comes back to you. And, you can have people referring you, once they find they have learned something from you, they can trust you and they want to help you.
it does make sense. You take what you've put in already.
Exactly.
And with that said, Andrea, huge thanks for being with me. It was an absolute pleasure. Please don't forget to send me all the links. I really want to put them down there. People should see that.
Absolutely. How soon do you need them? As soon as possible?
No, not whenever you can. Don't worry about it. It's
Okay,
not urgent.
great.
Bye.
Well, this is it.
Yes. Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Gap, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.